Welcome back to Juxpod, where hearts are touched,
minds are opened,
and souls are nourished. My name is Janet.
I'm Nana.
And I'm Bernice. And you guys have made it back to another episode. Yippee!
Episode 98.
Yeah, we're racking it up there.
2 more to 100.
100.
We're gonna do some special something, guys. Look out.
Look out for that
next
spell.
couple of
It's gonna
episodes.
be Well, in the next couple
Weeks.
Yeah.
Sorry.
100. That's a big thing, right?
100.
There. Should take a photo shoot or something. If you want to bless us with any financial, just letting you know, you can bless us. We're always open to that.
You're right.
$100 for 100 episodes.
Yeah, everybody send
$1.
No, everyone. If everyone should send like $50. $20. That's pretty reasonable.
I say 10.
Dollars.
I say 100 for what? For 100 episodes.
Everybody send $100.
The Bible says in Proverbs 11:25, it says that the man that pours out his life to bless others will be saturated with favor. So,
wow, that's a good one, man.
if you want to be blessed, all you got to do is bless other people.
You're right.
And
That's
the
a
favor
good
of God
one.
will follow you. Mm-hmm. It not only says it will be blessed, you will be saturated with favor. So, if you want to be saturated with favor, bless us. Mm-hmm. You know how the girl...
It's a good Nigerian accent, man.
Thank you.
That's really good.
Thanks.
I never heard you go that long in your Nigerian accent phase. That's pretty awesome.
I feel like I lost it. I haven't watched a Nigerian movie. Oh my gosh, Janet and I watched this Nigerian movie. Mm-hmm. Can you
Such a
imagine?
disappointment.
This movie was actually going really well.
It was.
Like I was actually, me and Janet were like, "Come on, this is
On
a
YouTube
good,
or Netflix?
YouTube." Oh, okay. Before I go to the next thing, we're watching a movie. We're saying, "Yeah, this is a good content."
Yeah.
Quality is good. The way they're using the camera as well, they do it well. And then you get to part 2. We say, okay, part 2. And then, you know how the movie ends? It's with them in the hospital. The child is injured, and they don't even show whether the child lives or dies.
Yeah.
And they just
That's
end the
it.
movie.
They
That's
just
it.
stop.
And I know each part is like 2 hours long.
An hour.
Can you imagine?
It's crazy.
This movie was, the climax was going up, and then it just stayed there.
Yeah, that's where the writing needs to get better sometimes with these
But
movies.
they wasted
They didn't
10
know
minutes.
what they're doing.
They wasted 10 minutes in the shopping mall showing them shopping. Nigeria. Come on,
With
let's do
music
better.
with music in the background.
Because their films are good. It's crisp. Their cameras, they know what they're doing. But then
The
when it comes
storyline-
to like the storyline, it's not good.
I feel like they lost
momentum. They're like, what do we write next? And they're like, okay,
and
let's
close
just end it here.
Yeah, just close it. Just end it off. I'm like, you wasted my time. But anyways, this is what I was gonna say. There's a movie on Amazon Prime called Breath of Life. You need to watch it.
What is it about?
It's basically about a man who lost his family. He was a pastor, and he lost his family because there's a person in the community that basically is like a gangster and basically killed his whole family. And so he lost his faith basically after that. And so he basically excluded himself, lived off like in a different area. And everybody knows this man as the guy that you don't talk about faith. After that incident, you don't talk to him about faith or whatever it is. He's in his own, like that angry man that's just mean. Yeah, so they know him. And then there's this young man who wants to become a pastor. They say he's a priest, but a pastor. And he was looking for a job. And so he basically becomes the butler for this man, and the storyline unfolds. But it's really, like, I would say I was watching it with Essay, and like, you would get emotional. I don't really, she was even crying. Me too. I was like, oh my gosh. That's a quality movie right there.
What's it called again?
Breath of Life, Amazon Prime.
I feel like there's not a lot of quality movies in like theaters or just in general. Like, because I was talking with a client or a patient, whatever, during placement, and she's like, I don't even watch movies like the past 10 years. Like, she used to go to the movies like back in the day, like every day, because that was a new thing that was coming out. But she's like, since then, like, she doesn't really go to the movies because they're like,
It's
the
trash.
movies are just like,
They're
the
not
storyline
good.
is just not good.
It's not good.
Like,
The past 2 times we've been to the movies,
Wasted
were
money.
Garbage.
yeah, it's just not good.
Aquaman, and what did we watch?
And Book of Clarence, garbage.
You never really touched.
Oh yeah,
Garbage. That's all it is.
What do you say?
Garbage.
How much did Book of Clarence
The
make the film
budget
for?
was 40 mil and made like 3 million in the opening box office. That's
Yeah, the
The
story is
movie
just-
was
It
not
was
good.
And honestly, Christian or not, it was
Not good.
Not good.
You know what I mean?
Just
Like,
how
it's just-
stories should be.
It was not good. It's all over the place. It just
Yeah.
wasn't consistent. It
Not
felt like they
good.
just put things together and just kind of made it feel like, because the way it looked, I feel
Yeah.
like they
Production, it was good.
yeah,
The
like they put
production
too
was
much
good.
money into it and not
Yeah.
enough time into the storyline. But anyways,
'Cause
that's the movie thing that I was talking about.
Yeah, but the director did The Harder They Fall on Netflix, which is a really good movie.
Oh, that's a good. I mean, I never watched that one.
Yeah, it's a good movie. You guys should check it out. But so we thought like, yeah, this is gonna be sick. Nope.
Yeah.
No.
Read the reviews, read it over again, guys.
Please,
Really read the
I'm
story.
even hesitant to watch Wonka. There's some movies I will never watch at home, but I'll watch in theaters because, like, I don't know, it's weird.
I've
But
yet to watch Wonka, guys, because these guys, they won't allow me.
I'm not even giving The Color Purple a chance. Let me just
They said
forget
it was
about
really
I
good.
ain't giving it a chance.
You know what? You know why I don't want to watch it? It's
Why?
more so because it's just the musical. I don't really.
Yeah,
I'm not
I'm not
into
giving it a
that.
chance.
I rather just watch the regular movie.
Sorry.
I'm just not.
It's
the
not
same
that
as-
it's not
no,
good.
I'm saying we're not the same in terms of movies that we.
I don't like musicals.
You like
I
musicals?
Yeah, I like the singing, the happy.
Nope.
These people like
Janet
the
doesn't.
crime.
No,
and
no,
the,
it's
like,
not that.
No,
It's not that. You
tough,
just
tough storyline stuff.
Janet likes
Not that.
particular movies, not all musicals. Because I wouldn't say you watch musicals all the time.
No, but I'm saying I don't mind.
Yeah, you
them
don't
singing
mind, yeah.
in the movie, like. Or,
I rather a great series to watch for 2 months than to watch movies.
I guess.
Have you watched Reacher yet? Actually,
No,
let me not.
not yet. We can talk about that offline.
Yeah, I shouldn't be watching that. Anyways, just like sorry, it's so hard. There's certain shows. you're like,
Very hard.
oh my gosh, sorry. This is off before we get into our topic, but there's this Dustin, right? You remember how I posted on my story, but he talked about having friends. Certain friends.
What does that mean?
Like if you're not helping my destiny, you're not my friend. You can't be in my life.
He's like, you guys are just
Garbage, just garbage. Like he's like, you're intaking so much garbage throughout the day, and then when you try to pray, you now have to go through that whole line of
Yeah.
garbage to try and get to the Lord. And I was
and
like,
you have to you have to first deal with
All
all
that-
the day
yeah.
has gone and before you get into prayer. But if your mind's already conditioned for prayer and you already have music,
it's easier to
to enter into the spirit and stuff like that.
so I was like, you're
facts.
right. You're right. So every time I'm listening to something, I'm like, this is garbage. I like, get it out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
What do you mean you listen to something?
no, like
music or
there's something that's not filling my spirit, and I know I shouldn't be listening to it. Not saying like, there's inspirational songs and whatever, like fun songs, but for example, the radio and they're talking about something foolish, I'm like, next, let me just change
Like it's in
this.
your head all day.
Yeah, like I don't.
You're thinking about.
There's certain
it.
things I'm like, in my spirit, I just don't feel like I should be listening to this right now because then it's just gonna. It's not bothering me, but I know what it could do in my thoughts and like things like that. So if I can condition my mind or put stuff in my mind that are uplifting, encouraging, whatever the case is, reminds me of Jesus or what he's saying about me, then it helps my day. I can tell by that. Yeah, so that's what I mean, but it's hard though. Because I be watching certain shows that I shouldn't be watching, but my spirit is, my
Or
flesh
I'll
is
be
just...
listening
yeah.
to certain podcasts that's very funny and entertaining at work. And I'm like, damn, how am I going to stop listening? But I have done it before.
Yeah.
Months and months without listening to certain podcasts. But that's not the talk.
Sorry guys,
Anyways.
going on a tangent there, but
Yeah,
let's get it
yeah,
started.
Yes.
Let's
So
roll out
today
the
we
topic
are
for this day.
talking about forgiveness, man.
Well, before he gets there,
man,
let's just slip this in there. Because if you got this far, that means you like us.
Yeah.
So
Right?
why don't
Can
you
Like,
just subscribe? Why don't you just
Subscribe.
subscribe right
Bruh.
now, like,
Yo,
and go ahead and share, and just tell them like, hey,
I'm
you're
looking
missing out.
at you and whoever's watching, just smile at me right now.
Oh gosh.
Me,
You're scaring them. You're scaring them. Don't scare them away.
We're in your room, wherever you are, you're watching. Hi. Say hi to me. Smile.
One thing I wanted to tell you guys, though, honestly, is YouTube be, the videos be not getting to people like me. Like when I watch certain things, if I'm subscribed, but like there's no like notification, it doesn't come to me, or I don't know that they have a video.
Things
So,
I'm subscribed to, I don't
guys,
see.
there's a bell. There's a little bell. Press it so you're notified, so you don't miss a video. Because that's what we need you to do. Because I know that sometimes the videos on YouTube they be getting lost in the sauce, and you don't be knowing when we upload. So hit the bell.
The audio stuff does good with
It does,
telling
yeah.
you. Everything I follow on audio stuff tells me bing bing
Just
is
wanted
here.
to slip that in there.
Yeah.
That's it.
So yeah, today's topic comes from my cousin. they call him my fake cousin, but he's my cousin. Shout out Andrew. He texted me something about forgiveness that he would love for us to talk about, and I was like, this is kind of interesting. So he said this. Sorry for putting you on the spot, Andrew, but I didn't even respond to him because it was kind of good. Okay, this is what he said. Forgiveness, like as Christians, we are taught to forgive, but how many times can we forgive someone who's wronged us? Like, how many chances should we give them before cutting them off? Because in our generation, it's easy to just want to cut people off, if that makes sense. Damn. I had people cut me off that I've been friends with like for 10 plus years. Not people, a person maybe. And it was kind of hard. Like, damn, son. Like, it was kind of sad, to be honest. And then you would hear stuff from, like, you would try to like salvage the relationship, and you would try, but it just didn't, work out how I would want it to work out. And you guys have had that in your life as well. So hearing that question, like, how do you guys, what do you do for people that, especially that wronged you?
I mean, I before we get into that, I just wanted to talk about like how he said like in this this generation, we're very quick to cut you loose,
them off,
chuck them deuces.
no conversation, nothing,
No closure, no
explanation, no hey, like let's have a conversation.
Well, it's not even in this generation too. My mom be doing that too recently.
You're
My
right.
mom's 60
You're
plus.
right. You're actually right.
I'm like, mommy, can you at least tell this person like what she did so she at least knows? Oh no, I told this person. I'm pretty sure the person told her, so she knows. I'm like, damn, son.
Maybe true. You're right.
So it's not this generation. It's every generation. Especially we seen it through the Africans. Like, oh, what happened to Auntie Fumi?
Yeah.
Oh, Auntie Fumi.
Yeah, you be asking, and I feel like our generation now has gotten better at actually explaining how they felt.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't do it in the right way in terms of going to the person, but they'll probably talk about it to somebody else or whatever the case is. But with our parents, they just
don't say anything.
You'll be in the same community, like the same community. You'll see this person.
You'll attend
the same party, go to the like certain events that are they're all there, and they would not say a word.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you just cut somebody off over something that it could be very simple?
Yo, this is
20 years plus.
You slept over at their house.
Literally.
Right.
You broke bread with them. Oh, and I'm
Raised
like,
their
yo, you
children
guys
together.
you guys actually can't talk about your problems right now? And it's probably over the most pettiest thing. Like, it's nuts. And yo, I'm literally going through this right now where, like, let's say me and the son, yo, we're super tight. But the moms they're not as tight. I'm like, nah, bun you guys go figure out your relationship.
It's true.
I'm gonna go to this person's house. Oh, tell the person I said hi. No, you call the person because that's foolish. Like, you've been through so many seasons with this person through thick and thin. And then over the problem, it's like, oh, they talked bad about me to someone. But like, maybe if you guys just clarified with each other, you would know if they really talked bad
or what they meant by
they meant.
Because most of the time it's the
miscommunication,
or misinterpretation of what somebody said.
Exactly.
Because they could say it in a way where they actually didn't mean it the way they said it. It just came off that way. So then now you're carrying this offense, but it was not meant to be something that you would carry for 20 plus years.
It's true, but I still don't understand how people carry things for 20 plus years, and especially if it's like families attached to it, or if it's like you've had a long standing with this person. Cutting that person off is like, for me, it just feels like not closure. Like, I need to figure out why. What was the reason that did I offend you? Right?
Yeah.
It's like that's where the forgiveness comes in, right? Like, you have to be humble enough to be like, okay, maybe I did something wrong. But most of the times it'd be like, I didn't do anything wrong, so I'm just gonna cut it off because they offended me, but. You don't know what you did on the other side.
I think
right?
that's probably like a good portion of why people cut off certain people, because it's more so they don't want to take that responsibility of what they did to add to whatever the situation was. Yeah. So if you're just like, no, but this person did this to me and they said A, B, and C, but I'm like, wait, you didn't do anything? And sometimes that's the case too. You actually didn't do anything.
Right.
They hurt you, and now you couldn't handle the hurt and you just had to leave. But in those situations where it was two people who were involved, there has to be some type of responsibility. I feel like once you take responsibility for your actions and how you added to the situation, because you never know, you're right. When somebody has offended you, you don't know if you're going to offended them. We're always this one way thinking, one way vision, one way look and say, no, it's this person and this person hurt me. Yeah, you're right. It's valid. But did you hurt them? And and how did what you did affect how they treated you?
Yeah.
Do you think that some people's relationship is probably not as strong as they believe it is, or the relationship is not as real as it is?
So that's why maybe you're
That's
thinking
why
it's
it's
easier
like,
to
how's it so
cut it
easy to
off?
cut off? Like me cutting you guys off? That's so like how I can't even think of that. Like that's craziness.
Because I'm thinking like,
real friendship. What is real?
they're not
friendship?
battle tested. They're not battle tested
Are you
enough.
sure?
Because if you're battle tested enough, you'll be able to survive different storms.
okay, mind you, I had a situation where somebody got upset at me. Remember, for in the summertime, they wanted a job, and I said no. This person can't work here because it's not a good environment for them.
Okay, but remember,
It's not a good environment for them. So then I said, this person can't work here. I'm going to say, no, this shouldn't be working here.
But
this
we
person,
said- but
this
we
person
said-
cut me off.
not like currently till now though.
No, but I'm
For a
saying,
little bit.
yeah, but I'm
Yeah, but that's
saying
still, like-
that's still cutting me off.
Yeah.
No, but time out. We knew that was coming though. We're like, yo, this
No, but I'm
situation's coming, but it's gonna be for your betterment.
But mind you, this person has been, I've been over my house, dealt with the situation. I've done every single thing. So even if it was a short period, they still cut me off, and they would have continued if they didn't have other people to go to and talk about it, and they were open minded, but they still cut me off. So I'm saying it's not so much because some people it all depends on
Relationship.
not relationship, but how much can you actually handle in terms of personally. Because the weight of you now going to this person and saying, hey, you hurt me.
But isn't it like a pride thing?
That's what I'm saying.
It stems from pride.
You have to pull.
Pride is the
It's like you
devil.
have to now pull yourself and be like, hey, you hurt me, but even though you hurt me, I still want this relationship. So
How bad?
I'm gonna go now to you and talk it out, right? Because everybody's different. That's what
But
I'm
I
saying.
feel like that's also like going back to like the African thing. Like a lot of them feel like they're too big, they're too proud, or they're too old. Like
it's the
the
respect.
respect thing.
Yeah.
Like the respect thing.
Oh
They
my
will cut
gosh.
you off so fast.
So
Quickly. They'll be like,
And then they'll
"What?"
butcher like relationships your kids
Yeah.
can probably have for years
Exactly.
because
Yeah. Facts.
someone looked at you wrong or someone said this. So a bunch of petty stuff.
I literally,
to be
You're gonna
honest.
address it?
No, go.
Oh yeah, like me, I told Bernice there was an episode that on YouTube about like respect and like our generation and stuff like that, and how like we don't have respect, and like the Africans, older ones have
Yeah.
respect. Sorry, but it was like a big kind of like tussle of like, oh, what does respect look like, you know? And then that kind of draws into like, how do I feel superior, you know, over you, you know, that kind of like battle of like, oh, I'm higher than you or I'm this than you can lead into the forgiveness part of it, right? So, yeah, respect I think plays a big part in like arguments or like cutting off people. Like
So
they
you're
think
saying
they're
if you
too big or too
respect
proud.
the person more, it's more easily to forgive the person?
No,
Not necessarily.
I don't think so.
I feel like sometimes it's about the person, the individual person. Like how much, as she was saying, how much they can take. How much they're
there's
willing
some-
to go to the relationship and be like, this is actually worth, how much the relationship is worth. That's how I think it.
And pain is different too, right? Every situation, every offense is different. There's depths to how much somebody has been offended and what they did. So I'm going to go an extreme. For example, if somebody sexually abused you, you ain't going to go there, hey, you offended me.
Yeah.
Especially if it's the other way around where the person's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And they're denying it. That's completely
That's
different.
different.
And that requires healing on your own.
Yeah.
And even though it's different, forgiveness still in that sense is something that you have to personally do for yourself.
I'm commanded to forgive, but I'm not commanded to trust. And that's 100% facts for me. I'm commanded to forgive you. That's what Jesus said. I can forgive you and we can be cordial, but the trust that's gone, or it's gonna be rebuilt back up again. And that's where I see with a lot of people, especially with like the Africans or my mom or certain aunties, is like, okay, I forgive you, but sometimes I feel sad because that same trust that they had before is not there anymore. Like that same connection they had before is not there anymore. And it's like, damn, like, is this okay? Like, is it okay that maybe this is what it is? Like, sometimes relationships morph into something different, you know? So I think sometimes it's like, on one end, someone can forgive the person, but on the next end, the next person's like expecting like us to have the same relationship, have the same trust.
Yeah, the expectation.
But the package is not fully there when it comes to a situation.
And that's what I was trying to say. Like, it comes down to you personally doing your work in terms of forgiveness, because the other person can expect like, I forgive you.
Yo,
And
but
it's the
things are
same
not
thing.
that deep too.
But that's what you say. Depends on what it is.
I wanted to say, like, how far is it when like someone is willing to forgive you, but like, how bad do you want a friendship? I don't know how to say it, but how bad do you want a friendship when the person is like willing to forgive you and come back into your life, but the relationship changes? Is that still a willing friendship for you to continue with?
It's slow.
Because it's not the same.
It's not the same. It's slow. Because I've dealt with that before where I'm like, this, it used to be a one way. And now it's not the same as it was, but it took time for it to get back, not get back to, but a better version of what it was. Because oftentimes everybody's changing. So you can't expect the relationship that was 10 years ago when you were 21 to be the same when you're 31. Everybody's doing different things. Everybody's in a different season. So if you're thinking it's going to be exactly how it was, then you're fooling yourself, because everybody's moving and changing. So their attitude, behavior, their demeanor is different. Their character has been changed, right? Depending. And this is all based off, for those who are listening, if you're a believer, that's the perspective I'm coming from. So I would think you're doing the work in terms of building your faith and trying to be more and imitate Jesus as best as you can. So if you've done something in the past where you weren't a strong believer and your faith wasn't as strong, and then you come back and the relationship is growing, at least it's going in the direction that is good, right? So, yeah.
This stuff be hard, man.
I just think like forgiveness it starts with you, because if you expect somebody to now acknowledge that, oh yeah, I offended you. Yeah, sometimes they do know and they're just not going to say it, and sometimes they don't know.
In life, like humans, we're gonna offend each other. So how like big is your threshold to take certain stuff and like to? Because sometimes you can easily forgive people and move on quickly.
Yeah.
But some other people won't probably take that same situation and forgive as quick, right?
I was going to say the fact that you said how far is your threshold. Let's use the Bible, because we want to anchor it. So it says here in Psalms 103, he has removed our sins as far from us as the east is from the west. Now, David's talking about how God removed our sins. So if you're saying the east to the west, those two will never connect. So that means it's gone. So our threshold has to be
a lot.
It's big. Because the
And
Father,
I think it is.
the Father, that's what we know. But I'm saying we have to choose to remember that. So even if you're dealing with a situation, like Nana said, it's not a matter of, oh, now the boundaries are down and it goes back to the same thing. It can't be, right? The trust doesn't have to, it's going to be different. But the ultimate goal is that you've released this person. You're no longer holding them down, because the offense is not holding them. You're not tying them. Every time you see them, it's anger. You just you feel the.
I'm not gonna lie, I have some flashes sometimes.
You're just like, oh my gosh,
it
what?
flashes. It's just blink, 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 blink.
Yeah,
blink,
like it just everything comes back to you. Just like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, like I can't deal with this person being in my presence.
But I had a situation where, like, we were working summer camp and I dislike someone so much. They're doing some craziness,
Foolishness.
like foolishness every other day, doing foolishness. And there would be multiple times where I attempted to talk to the person, like, yo, like, how can we fix this? But then person said we're fine, then do something else and all of that. And then the pandemic, I actually genuinely forgave the person. I pulled the person aside. I say, yo, like, what did I say? basically, like, I know we've been doing this for so many years and stuff like that, like, but I just want to apologize. I totally forgive you. And that's a legit, like, forgiveness.
So how did you feel?
I felt, like, good. Like, and then when people come to me with the problems, I'd be like, hey, that ain't my problem anymore. Because I want to take out my friend's beef, so I say, hey, that ain't me anymore, you know? But our relationship, it was never, like, super best friend, but it's still, like, it was different. Like, it's like cordial, you know?
Yeah, like,
but then
you can be in the room.
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
But then when you thought people were your mans and they do you dirty, or you felt like they did you dirty, and you actually forgive them triggers are still like there, flashing like is there, like hazard signs, like engine light is on, and then it withers down, and then it withers down. Right? Because a person can always be in your face, right? So that's the tough ones that I deal with. To this day, I may have forgive a person, but them triggers are just like, you know, there. And sometimes I zone out and I have to come back.
It's like you go to the past like Raven in the
Like
back.
Raven, the psychic.
That's what they did in the past. Oh, no, get up.
Like, oh my gosh, I remember. Bro, it's sad, but I don't know. That's just me and my I don't want to say that's just gonna be me forever, but that's just me.
For me, with forgiveness, I feel like I get mad first, but then I truly do feel like I forgive fast.
Do you think?
I don't know, but that's just what I think. That's what I think. It's a subjective feeling.
Do you think you've been offended greatly?
To a point where I'm like, I can't go back.
No, not that you can't go back. Has there been a point in your life where you have been offended greatly?
Greatly, no.
Like
that. Not that
You
I
ain't got that bug yet.
Not that I think of.
Okay.
But small offenses. Mm-hmm. But then I also like.
Or do you think you did? Okay, let me ask you this: do you think you dealt with them, or it just kind of passed by and it is what it is? But then, ever so often, you see this person and they do something, and then it reminds you, that's the same. You did this to me last time. You did this to me last time. Because I know me. That's me. I have files in my head.
I have a Rolodex in my head.
Just files. Just you.
And that's how I know how to handle certain people, because just based off certain stuff. But
I think I try to forget it, honestly. I think I try not to remember certain things very much, and I kind of put it. But maybe seeing them, but honestly, I feel like I try to forget what the person has done, actively try to forget. And I just kind of like see them as a new person. We're on a new chapter now.
Yeah.
That was the old chapter.
Yeah.
Let's like, and only if we've actually like talked about it, like we've addressed the situation. I feel no need to kind of like reintroduce it every time, because it's like it's hurting me again.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why would I want to think about it again? So let's keep it in the back of the brain and just go on with who you are now. Don't offend me again. We already dealt with it. But
Okay, I have a question.
I'm crazy.
So this.
Sorry.
Okay. So the Bible tells us that we should forgive others as the Lord has forgiven us.
how many times?
I don't. It's
77 times 7.
That's what the verse says?
Can you calculate it? How much is 77 times 7?
Me even cry.
You're not supposed to calculate it. You're supposed to be
Unknown.
It's
A lot.
unknown.
Yeah.
So, my question is more so like, have you done something in your life? Because oftentimes I don't understand what it means. Well, when I was younger, now I kind of get it. But experiencing forgiveness from the Father. Have you done something in your life where you're just like, the Lord is going to be mad at me today? And have you experienced, because in order to really forgive, you need to experience the Father's forgiveness. So you need to, which is his love, right? Have you experienced the Father's forgiveness based in your life? And can you pinpoint? If not, that's okay. But do you understand what that means? Or have you ever thought about what is experiencing God's forgiveness?
That can be applied to everyday life, like us sinning every day. But
I know, but I'm saying, are we conscious about it?
I think
Because
sorry,
we.
am I blocking?
No, I'm sorry.
I think for me, One thing I was conscious of this week, or I think it was last week or whatever, is gossiping because I did it this week.
ShadeRoom.com.
I was in class and I was like, the situation I told you about. And I was in class and the girls were talking, everyone was talking. I'm like, and then I was like, okay, no, I'm not going to talk about it. And I talked about it with someone. I'm like, Jesus, no. Sorry. I forgot. And then again, like someone came again and I was keeping my mouth quiet in class. And then someone met me. They met me in the hallway. And I was like, oh man, let me talk about it. You know, let me inform them what's happening. And I'm like, oh, I'm just informing them. And I'm like, no, that's I'm gossiping. And like, I'm like, I definitely, in that session, I asked her 2 times for forgiveness. I was like, Lord, forgive me. Honestly, like I was truly like, oh no, I shouldn't be doing this. Like I felt guilty. And that's probably like one of the first times I felt guilty, to be honest.
That's conviction for you.
I was like, oh, that's conviction.
Conviction.
Lord. So yeah, I actively do feel like the Lord was like, yeah, okay, girl, don't do that again.
I'd be minding my business at work. I think for me, I was thinking about this the other day. I'd be thinking about a lot of stuff and it just be coming back to like my memory.
You got a lot of times just thinking.
I was thinking about like when I was like 17, 18, like my first girlfriend, and we did the do.
Do-do.
The do means sex. Yes, I said it. Oof,
You didn't say it. You
that
said
might have burned me in the... Sorry. Sorry. My mom may be listening. I don't care. Anyways...
You say that all the time until she does and she brings it up, right?
She brings it up. Stop talking. I don't know what you're talking about. No, I'd be thinking about like, yo, I could have had a baby, eh?
Oh my gosh.
No, like you know, like you just I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was doing. Like, yeah, but like, can you imagine if that just kept going on and on and on? Like, I could have had a baby.
Daddy Nana.
Would have been a broke 18, 19, 20-year-old, whatever. But sometimes God be breaking things off for your own betterment, and I don't be thinking about that. But like now I think about it, it's like, wow, like God like really had his grace on me in that like situation because I was sad. You know? But I could have had a baby. And I'm not saying like that, like I had a baby scare or something like that, but like when you're active, like you, obviously that's a possible outcome. That's a possible outcome, you know? So, yeah, I'd be thinking like, yo, that's a big bullet I dodged. So, yeah.
A moment of silence.
Don't be doing it, dude. Wait till marriage,
for
bro.
maybe
Love has no records. I don't know why I want
Maybe Daddy
to.
Nana.
I want to put that in. Love has no records.
It doesn't.
And that's so hard to understand sometimes for myself, or that's hard to comprehend because I'm like, yo, this person hurt me. Bun this person, dog. But imagine when you're married, your person is going to keep like failing you because they're human.
That is true.
It should have no records. You should be able to forgive them, and that should be with your friends and your family.
And that's
it
even
is
the
hard.
hardest.
It's so hard.
I think it's the hardest with relationship. Wow.
What is that?
What was that?
Acceleration?
I think it's hardest with being married or being in a committed relationship because you see that person every single time.
And
like
you're committed to this person.
You're committed to it. So it's not like with friends you can be like, oh, whatever. You offended me, get away with it. But in a relationship, you can't just do that. So like that's why marriage or just being in a committed relationship is really difficult because that's the aspect where, at least for me, like I'm a person where I'm just like, okay, if I don't have to talk to you, I don't have to talk to you then. But like, no, you have to talk to them. You have to work it out and get past like these, offenses.
I think friendships though are good testers.
Oh no,
are
for
good,
sure.
If you, that's why I emphasize in terms of making sure that you're taking your friendships seriously and intentional about creating relationships with people that will stick with you forever till you die, because those are the ones that they've seen you before they see you, your mate has seen you. So if you're going through if you can go through a situation with your friends and you come out the other side better, like you talked it through, even if you have to take the break, but you still talked it through, that's a good tester or a good indicator of how you do in your relationships. Because friendships now, this guy, we have gone through
Just a solid rock. Physically
One day
animal.
I'll write a book. You will never believe.
A memoir.
But it's true. Like you could be able to, test yourself and like approve of the relationships God has placed in your life, right? So forgiveness is not a one. Like we can't write no for no, and this is the steps you have to take. But I would say the steps that you could take is to first apply the forgiveness rule, which is receive the Father's forgiveness first, which is his love. Embrace that first. Do your healing work first. Let that be something that you do daily and intentionally, because if you don't know what that feels like, you would never be able to give it. And it's just the same thing with love. If you don't know what that feels like, you will never be able to give it. So you just need to do that first, and people will continue to offend you. But you have to remember that it's not this world that we're fighting. It's not people we're fighting with, right?
It's not fighting with each
It's
other.
the enemy that is doing all these things and the sin that's in this world. And so it's always going to be a battle. But if you see beyond that and you see them as God has God has seen them, then it becomes a little bit easier to see past that. Now, every situation is different, right? That's why I keep saying that, because people are like, well, what if so-and-so did this?
And what if they killed your mother or
Yeah,
something like that? It's like, well,
exactly.
yeah, it's going to take a longer forgiveness, but
But
that
it
doesn't
still
mean
applies.
the rule still applies to every situation. It just depends on the length of time.
Yeah.
Or how you go through to get to that forgiveness stage.
Yeah. So, Andrew, if you're dealing with unforgiveness, first you got to deal with yourself first. And you got to let that pride down, because I always say this, and it's true. Holding unforgiveness, it's not hurting the other person. How would they know?
It's hurting you.
It's
hurting you.
Being in the victim state. That's what we talked about last week. I don't know if it was on the episode or not, but we talked about being in the victim state, and sometimes we like to relish as humans in that victim state because we want to feel like, oh my God, the person hurt me. Let me just stay in this
just
forever. And
Or like I won, kind of like
Yeah.
I win. Like I'm withholding them of like me and my
like
friendship
you're the
and my
opposition.
Yeah.
When I see you, bun you, like,
yeah. You can't get
bro,
me.
that
like,
person not
yeah.
worried about you anymore, man. Let it go.
Maybe they are, but
That high school,
Yeah.
whatever is over, bro.
tell them again.
It's over, my G.
it's true.
But it's true. So if you're dealing with unforgiveness, please deal with it, because you're only stopping yourself and what God has for you. And he has great things, but you can't get there if you're holding all this resentment and hatred and offense buried in your soul.
Because if you hold it, your next relationships will suffer.
It just keeps going. So
Then you like your past, self deals with the next one, and then whatever you're holding on to, you could just continue that cycle of unforgiveness.
yeah. So
Deal with your past hurts.
please deal with them, and I hope this helps somebody, because
Yes.
we want to be free this year. We want to be set free. We want to embrace, showers of blessing, upgrade, abundance. We want it all, but
Yeah.
we have to do the work inside too. So I think that is all for us this episode anyways.
is.
I liked it. I felt this was more of a chill. I don't know what's Nana's thinking. Nana's doing, it looks like he's going to do something. I'm not sure what he's going to do.
He's gonna run in the car. Run.
All I'm just thinking about is if someone cheated on me, like if I
my
be able to forgive that person.
But it depends on where you're
I
at.
don't even know, like, yeah.
That's a big thing.
There'll be some, yeah, you never know. I'll be like,
God
okay.
forbid, nobody
like-
will cheat on you in Jesus'
No,
name.
I'm just thinking about that. I don't know why that question
know
is
how it could
popping in
happen.
my brain. My mom is even calling me.
Okay, that means we gotta go, because Nana gotta go pick up his mother. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have not subscribed yet, if you have not put on the notification bell, if you have not followed us on Instagram, please do all of that.
Yes.
You can listen to us on all streaming platforms. And we really appreciate you. Make sure you continue to tune in, because we're about to hit 100 episodes.
Look out for something special.
Yeah, it's coming soon.
Yes.
Anyways, that is all. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
It's the third
Bye.
time. Bye.